Next weekend, myself alongside Joel and many others from the church are going to undertake the National Three Peaks Challenge. 24 hours, 27 miles, over 3,000 metres of climbing. We've prepared for it, we've trained for it, we've got all the equipment, we're trusting in those who have got the maps will lead us in the right way, and we're trusting in God to give us the strength to complete the task. When you head out on a challenge like that, you've no idea what it's going to take to complete it. There will be moments of suffering as you climb those mountains, particularly the one we do overnight. But there will also be moments of tremendous joy, particularly getting to the three summits and seeing the beauty of God's creation all around you. And maybe the moment after, hopefully, just under 24 hours when we complete it. It's the same with this journey towards our new church centre. We started out all those years ago knowing that there will be days of struggle and days of great joy. But we started out putting our faith in God, that we have a God who loves to fulfill the promises He has given us. We know there are going to be joys on the way, and we've seen some of those over the last few weeks as we've celebrated so much that God has given us. But we also know that there are going to be struggles, times when we feel like, are we going to make it to the end? Times when we feel like we're going uphill, times when we feel like we need answers from God once again. Well, we are at one of those moments now. As many of you would have read in Andrew's email yesterday, we need £250,000 in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, we're in danger of the building project coming to a halt and potentially losing our current builders. I'd like to read to you from that famous chapter of faith in Hebrews chapter 11. It starts with, now faith is confidence in what we hope for, an assurance about what we do not see. And it goes on, by faith Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive in his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he didn't know where he was going. By faith he made his home in a promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to a city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God. And by faith even Sarah, who was past childbearing age, was able to bear children, because she considered him faithful who had made the promise. And so from this one man, and he as good as dead, came descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and as countless as the sand on the seashore. It was these people living by faith and considering him, considering God faithful who has made the promise. Let those scriptures stir us to faith at this time. Faith in God has never been tested quite like this, but my faith in God is 100%. Let us look to the Lord and trust in Him for all the provision we need at this time. I believe we also need to be a praying people at this time, and so I invite you to pray at every opportunity about this, that God will release these resources that we need, release the 250,000 to us in the next 2 weeks. We're also holding a night of prayer this Wednesday and the following Wednesday. That's the 2nd of August and the 9th of August, 7:30 in the church lounge, so that we can come together and call upon the Lord at this time. We need to be a praying people and a trusting people at this most challenging of time. I also invite you to fast as you pray over the next 2 weeks. There is much we can give thanks to God for. He has brought us this far, but there is much we need to seek Him for the completion of this vision and the promises that God has given. And if you are able to give or loan money towards this project at this time, it would be very much appreciated. Let's raise a prayer, let's raise a banner of prayer, let's raise our faith and trust in a God who says all things are possible through Him.